Hey everybody, Adrian here, Critical Impact Group. Gonna give you an update on the Kestrel shot timers I bought. Posted about this a couple months ago, and people have been asking how they have been performing so far. Pretty expensive investment, and you probably want to know what you're getting before you spend 300 bucks on a shot timer. So I've been running them for about 2 months now, maybe about 8 or 10 classes and a bunch of range trips myself. I've run indoor classes, outdoor classes in the rain, in the sun, pistols, rifles, suppressed guns, non-suppressed guns. So I've gotten a pretty good workout of the timers, and I think it's time that I can give you kind of an update on them. Overall, really impressed. A lot of things I like about them. Cutting right to the chase. As an instructor, this is the best timer I've ever used, hands down. The things that I need as an instructor are, I need a really loud buzzer, and this has got it. I need to be able to quickly switch between an instant and a delayed buzzer mode, and that's easy to do, really quick. Adjusting the sensitivity, super important for indoor versus outdoor shooting. And then durability and being waterproof, huge. Like, it checks all of those boxes. Those are really the big things that I need. It also allows me to adjust like echo and stuff like that. So that's nice as well. Review shot times and split times. Pretty simple. And then, so this does that all really, really well. And then it's got a bunch of other features on top of it. There have been timers that I've used, including some that have come out more recently, that have got all of these cool features, and they interface with apps and this and that, but then they kind of fall short on some of those basic things that I need them to do. So like anything else, you got to have the fundamentals down first before you do all the bells and whistles, and Kestrel does a really good job with that. So let me run you through it. And there are a few things that I don't want to say I don't like about it, but I think that they could improve with like a software update, or a couple of things that I maybe wish that they would tweak. Overall, it's durable. It's super durable. I've dropped them a couple times and they've held up. Screen hasn't cracked or anything like that. Clip, I didn't mention the clip. Also super important as an instructor. You want to be able to clip this to your belt, run demos, things like that. The clip is super robust. It looks like it's replaceable if you ever break it. There's just some bolts on the back here. So that's awesome. Battery life, the batteries seem to go pretty good on any timer, but this runs on 2 3-volt batteries. So I think it's got plenty of juice. It's got a little locking thing and a lanyard thing down here. Yeah, it's solid. Bright yellow, you're not going to lose it. Other outside features. It has your front main screen here. So when you shoot, this is what it's going to show you. So it's fired 4 shots here. I can scroll back through them. It gives me all the basic information I need, right? My cumulative time, my shot number, shot 1 of 4, first shot, it always leaves up there, and then my shot-to-shot split time. On the top here, it's got a second screen, which comes in super handy. Try to focus that for you. There we go. So I can have this clipped to my belt, and when I'm done shooting, I can reach down, and it's, I got to find the right button, which is a little bit of a pain, but I can scroll through and just look at my shots without taking it off my belt. So that's pretty nice. Minor gripe, I guess, while I'm at it right now is, like, when I get to that last shot in the string, this is the screen that it finishes at. So I just shot 4 shots here, right? It finished at that screen. To get back to 1, I wish I could just loop through, but I have to click all the way back. On 4 shots, it's not a big deal, but if you just shot a 12-shot drill and you want to go through and look at everything, now you got to click this button 12 times to get back to the start. So that's a little bit of a pain. That'd be something really easy they could fix with programming. I've also noticed that in the menu options too. When you get to the end of a menu option, instead of clicking the over button one more time and resetting back to the first option you have to scroll back all the way through them. Let's talk about the menu interface. You click on the menu button, right? So I click on the menu button and it moves me back from my home screen here to the menu. It comes with 6 presets, or 6 slots, I guess. I don't know that they're all preset, but you can program 6 different modes. And this is where it's really easy to switch between your instant buzzer and your delayed buzzer. So what I've done here, oh, sorry, it has 5, I believe, 5. So what I've done here is I've set the first one. I just call this instructor, sensitivity pistol, because that's what I usually shoot. And then start delay, start delay you see is off. So when I press the go button here, it's going to buzz immediately. And then there we go. I shoot. If I want to shoot a demo, I just click on the menu and then I click over. And I have this one set up for delay. Again, pistol, start delay, 3-second delay. So I'm ready to shoot my demo. And it gives me a few seconds to shoot my demo. It has a total of 5 slots. I wish it had more, or I wish it had the ability to add more. I get it, you don't want to scroll through 20 different presets that you're not using, but if you could select how many you wanted or turn them on or off, I think that would be really cool. The Kestrel ballistic computers, weather meters, have like a target card setting where you can turn certain cards on and off, or targets on and off. So you could have 5 targets, 2 targets, 10 targets, something like that. I think it'd be cool if they could do that here, because I actually wish that I had more than 5 presets. It's not hard to change all the things in here, but it would be cool. So like I said, I have this first one just for instant buzzer. So I turn the buzzer volume down low here because I'm just doing this indoors. But obviously normally I'd have that on high. My next one over is that same thing I just showed you, 3-second delay. The next one I call random. This is when I'm training, because I don't want to know exactly when the buzzer is going to go off all the time. So I've set it to a random time. This one I'm just playing around with different sensitivity for shooting a suppressed gun. I'll talk more about that here in a minute. And then this one is set for dry fire, which is pretty cool because you can set it up where it'll pick up the click of your trigger. Like I said, though, there's only 5 of those, which I thought is a little bit of a bummer. This button right here, I really like. So after we've shot, I click on this button, and now you see it's going to give me all of my shot splits. You can see up here in this corner, it's set to splits, right? And then, cool thing, I can scroll back, and I can look at the last several strings. It'll hold up to 50 strings. So if I want to shoot 10 bill drills and then when I'm done, go back and compare my runs or record my, log down my runs or something like that. Or in a class, I'm running everybody in the group and I want to see who had the fastest time, I can go back and I can scroll through and I can figure that out. You can change this from splits to cumulative time. And you can see up here it says last, so that's your final shot, the last shot there. Let's see, does it still pick up when I'm in that screen? Yeah, so it still picks up when I'm on this screen. I'll come back to that here in a moment. But if I want to change this from split to cumulative time, to display cumulative time, I just go back into the menu and I scroll down here and review. Oops, I go to time. And then I go back and now you see it's giving me my cumulative time. Usually I just leave it on splits. I do wish that there was maybe a little bit quicker way to switch between this, but I don't think there's enough buttons to really make a shortcut with it, so it's not too bad. Usually I leave it on split so I can see all of those splits in between, so I can be like, okay, yep, shot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, your reload, man, your reload took like 82 seconds. That was a really slow reload, right? So that's that. Let's talk about the mute setting. So when I'm running a course of fire, I've just shot 5 shots. Now I'm talking with my student, whatever, reviewing it, and person next to me starts shooting. Well, dang it, it just registered that time. Well, if I shoot, and when I'm done shooting, I hit this mute button. You see it says mute. Now, it won't pick up any more of those ambient noises, any more of those shots. So all of my times here will remain intact, which is really cool. And then when you hit go again, it automatically unmutes it. So that's a nice feature. It's really easy to do. I've started to get in the habit of that when I'm running a class with an assistant instructor, so that way I can keep track of those times. Okay, moving on. Start delay, pretty straightforward. So again, 3-second start delay. Now the random button, the low end of the random time is going to be whatever you start your set delay at, and then you can set it anywhere as high as you want. So it gives you a truly random timer. So that is pretty cool. First part time, and this is one of my minor complaints, right? So random, it's like I can just start that by scrolling that button over, but when I go first part time, I actually have to go in, click that on, and then go back and set it. I'm not sure why I got to do that, but oops, turn that off. You can set up to 3 part times. That's pretty cool. Start loop. So if you just want the timer to automatically start over and over and over again, this is how often it will do that. So if you set a part time at 10 seconds and you set the start loop at 11, 1 second after that last part time, it's going to start again. So, you know, if I'm shooting a bill drill and I want to have a part time of, or let's say I'm doing dry fire draws, right? And I want to have a part time of 1 second. So I set my part time to 1 second, and then I do that start loop to 10 seconds. So, you know, beep, draw, make my shot. It gives me my part time. Okay, it gives me a second to reset my gun, get back into my holster, get ready again, and then it'll just beep automatically. So I don't have to keep reaching back down to press the button over and over again. So that's really cool. Buzzer volume, I think I mentioned it. This thing is loud. Like, it hurts your ears to do it indoors. In fact, Kestrel has a little warning here about hearing damage. So it's super loud. It's over 100 decibels. Plenty loud for shooters who are hard of hearing or with ear pro on, or if you're trying to get over the fan noises on an indoor range. Plenty of loud for that, so that's cool. I'm going to turn that back down now. The performance of it has been really good. This has been the only timer. Oh, the sensitivity adjustment. I didn't talk about sensitivity adjustment. So sensitivity adjustment, it comes with some pre-programmed sensitivities: rifle, pistol, 22 suppressed 22 dry fire, and then it's got 4 custom settings. Overall, they've worked pretty good. I generally just, indoors or outdoors, I've been using pistol, and that's worked great. I found one really cool thing that I've been able to do with these, and one thing that I've struggled with a little bit. So this is the only timer that I've been able to set the sensitivity to where on an indoor range, I could split the group in half, same indoor range, and 20 feet away, I could have one group shooting a drill over here, and then 20 feet over here, I could have this group shooting at the same time, and with the sensitivity level set correctly, as long as the speakers are oriented, the microphone is oriented toward the shooter and held fairly close to the shooter, it will pick up their shots and it won't pick up the other groups. So you can have 2 groups on an indoor range shooting pistols at the same time, which is phenomenal, because obviously that allows you to do a lot of things more efficiently. We do that in some of our instructor classes. Or I can be running something over here, one shooter, and my assistant or partner can be running another shooter at the same time over here, and we're not worried about picking up each other's shots. That's super cool. So if we go into the sensitivity setting real quick here, I'll just go into one of the custom ones. The sensitivity, the way that it works is, this is the sound threshold that it needs to register the shot. So the higher the number, the less sensitive it is. It has the echo in here, which you can program. Usually no one's shooting splits faster than 11/10 of a second, so that's usually pretty good. Buzzer mute, I don't remember exactly what that did. I'd have to look at that again. Par buzzer, so normal or quiet. So I can have my par time buzzer be a little bit more quiet if I wanted. The filter button here, this has to do with picking up different noise frequencies, which might take care of the problem that I'm going to tell you about here in a minute. And then if I screwed it all up, I can just go reset to defaults. My only complaint about this screen is, why can't I rename it? It's on custom 1, 2, 3, 4. So I wish I could rename this too, just hit enter, and that would be nice, but I don't know, minor gripe again. So before I get into, I guess, the one issue I've had with this, which kind of has to do with the sensitivity, I'll talk about things that I wish we could improve on just a little bit. Again, summarizing all the good things that I like about it. Durable, waterproof, really good clip, battery life seems to be good. I think the menus are fairly intuitive, super loud buzzer, adjustable volume buzzer, easy to switch between instant and delay, easy to adjust the sensitivity, 2 screens, can see my par times and my cumulative times and my splits really easily. Like overall, like I said, Kestrel really did a solid job of getting the core fundamental components you need in a timer down really good. The only problem I've had with it, which I need to play with a little bit more here, and I think maybe that filter might have something to do with it. When I was running some drills with a suppressed 308 bolt gun, where I was moving, changing positions, going standing to prone, running, things like that. When you clip this onto your body, obviously the microphones face toward you, and they're supposed to, Kestrel says face it toward the shooter, obviously. So when I did that, in order to adjust the sensitivity high enough where it was picking up my gunshots, it was also picking up bouncing around, jostling around in my clothing, gear clicking together and things like that. So I wasn't getting accurate timer readings when I was shooting. So that was a little frustrating. I think that's going to be a combination of playing with the sensitivity a little bit more and maybe that filter, because I think that filter in the manual here, they don't really talk about it, but it has to do with like frequency. So maybe I'm going to play with that. Maybe I'll try to do an update on that. Never had any problems with a fully loud firearm, because I think the gunshots are so much louder than any other ambient noise, even being right next to the microphone. It's just not going to be an issue. So probably not going to be a huge deal, but something I'll have to revisit myself for sure. Minor gripes. I think I talked about how I wish it had more presets. That would be nice. I wish just little things on the menu, like I could do the par time without having to, that's an extra step that I have to do. So a couple of the menus could be a little bit more efficient. When I'm reviewing my shots here, 21 shots there it just made. 25, I'm gonna hit mute so it stops picking them up. Another nice function, right? I just went through 25 shots. Oh, I want to start at 1 and look at them in order. I can't do it. I got to scroll through. I got to click this button 24 times to get back to 1 if I want to do that. Now I know I can hit this main screen, but if it's sitting on my belt, I can't do that. I can't just hit that main screen, right? Nope. So I have to go all the way through. I have to click the back button. I can't just click the front button to go all the way back to 1. That's silly. So that's something Kestrel can easily fix in a programming update. So the only other thing that I wish was better, and there's I think 2 solutions to this. Well, one really easy solution. I wish the go button was in a different location, because when this is on my belt, the front is facing away from me. So I can't see what button I'm hitting. So I have to do it by feel. So having the button up here, I've just become accustomed to timers with buttons up here. That would be nice. I could still hold this toward the shooter, not block the microphones. They don't want you holding it obviously away, the microphone's away from the shooters, because it's not going to perform as well. So that would be one option. However, I think the easy option for Kestrel right now would be just put some little bumps on the go button. So when I reach down there, I can feel the difference. Yeah, the go button is a little bit bigger, but everything here to me, especially when your hands are cold or you're wearing gloves or things like that, it all feels the same. I can't tell the difference. So if they just put a ridge or something like that on that button that I could feel that, I'm probably actually going to put a little piece of grip tape on here so I can feel that myself, and hopefully that will stick. And that way I can look at it blindly and I can be like, yep, I'm on the right button. It's half the time I hit the wrong button, I have to glance down and look at it. Those are my only gripes for it. It's expensive, but it's a really good timer. And for me as an instructor, this is full time. This is what I do. This is how I make my living. It's an investment, and it is totally worth it. And it has saved me a ton of time and a ton of headaches in class, scrolling through different menus, people complaining that they can't hear the buzzers and things like that. So as an instructor, hands down, awesome, totally worth the money in my opinion. Some minor things I think Kestrel can tweak in a firmware update, not a big deal. If you are an individual shooter, you're just going to the range to practice on your own. Do you need to spend $300 on a timer? I don't know. Are you going to use all these features? I don't know. Again, this timer does the basics really, really good, which I think is like what 95% of the people out there need. You do have some other timers that interface with different apps. You've got the Shooter's Global timer. You've got the the Commander? Is it the AMG Commander? That can link to for USPSA matches and stuff like that. It can link to your tablets and import the time and splits into practice score and all that. Super cool. That's nice. I don't know how many people use that. For me, I jot down some numbers. I'm still old school, I guess. I jot down some numbers in a book when I run some drills. Hey, what was my best time? What was I averaging? What was good, what was bad. I take some notes and then I move on. I don't need every single split from every single one of my training sessions. I think I don't need that much data, but that's me. I could see, because this has the Bluetooth capability, Kestrel potentially coming out with some type of app like that. The weather meters, interface with a Kestrel ballistic app on a smartphone. So why couldn't your timer do that? And maybe there could be some cool features where you have, you pre-program a drill. I'm going to shoot this bill drill. I'm going to shoot it 10 times, and you hit that. Kestrel automatically connects your phone and it uploads those in there. And then you're like, okay, what am I going to do next? I'm going to do this drill next. So I don't know. That could be cool for data collection. Again, how much of that do you really need? I don't know. But if that's your thing, cool. Some of those other timers, they don't have the clip right. I've used the Shooter's Global timer. It's cool. It's a cool timer. But when you're running around, the freaking thing tends to fall off your belt. And the buzzer just isn't loud enough for running in a class, in my opinion. So, that's kind of a downside with that one. And every timer's got, pros and cons. I don't want to rip on that timer specifically. It's just one that I was looking forward to. I was like, yeah, this thing's cool. It's got a lot of really neat features, but clip, buzzer volume, like those are fundamental things a timer has to have, and they didn't do a great job with that. And I'm sure they're working on that, but that's just my constructive feedback for them. So Kestrel shot timers, I really like them. Best timer I've used as an instructor. Backlight could be a little brighter. I guess that's one more thing. Yeah, I'm happy with them. I bought 2 of them to run in class, and I'm probably going to buy a 3rd. Highly recommend them for instructors, and even if you're just shooting on your own, or you like to train with a group or buddies or stuff like that, it's a solid timer. Whether it's worth the $300, that will be your call. So there's the update. If you got any questions, get a hold of me. You can drop them in comments here on YouTube, or message me on the gram or through my website or whatever. Happy to answer some questions. I don't work for Kestrel. I'm not endorsed by them or any influencer or things like that. It's just a legit product that I have really liked, and they've held up well. Pouring rain, dropping them on concrete, been pretty happy with them. So, all right, that's all I got. Catch you later.